Hi and welcome in a new video. In today's episode I have no idea what's going to happen because I have no idea where we're going.
My name is Leah and for the past few months my partner Quentin and I have been riding south, crossing the Americas on our motorcycle from the Arctic Ocean to Patagonia.
We reached the south tip of Baja California. We're almost ready to cross to Mexico mainland, but we're waiting for our new tents to arrive, and in between we just have to wait. So I guess we're just going to find somewhere nice to camp and spend some time there. So okay, let's go somewhere.
There's so many spots on the side. They all look great. Just have to pick one at random, I guess.
Some days we know exactly where we're headed, and some days, like today, we don't. But that's part of this journey, learning to move forward without needing all the answers. So we ride, trusting that somewhere along the way, a place will find us. For some reason, the microphone in my helmet didn't work and I have no sound for the footage of the ride. So I'm gonna chat a little bit in the voiceover. You know, sometimes finding a campsite feels like pure chance. But in reality, it's more of a mix. Half planning, half letting things unfold. I had a spot in mind, not far from where I camped by myself last week. But you never really know until you get there. Okay, thanks to that sound problem, you're fortunate enough not to hear me whining about the deep sand on the road. You would think that I'm used to it at this point, but I still feel really uncomfortable riding on sand. I'm trying to go fast enough to make it easier, while I just want to stay slow enough to not hurt myself if I fall down. And that doesn't really work out. And then we arrive. The wind is soft, the view stretches wide, and we know this is home for tonight.
And that's home for tonight. It's quite windy and the tent is quite broken, so we're trying to do a little shelter from the wind with the bike and maybe adding like a top.
Waiting is part of the journey, but we're not really taught how to wait, are we? We like to know what's next, to have a plan, to move forward. But here, in the quiet spot in the middle of nowhere, there's nothing to do but be here. And maybe that's the point. The waiting isn't wasted time. It's the time in between that makes the journey feel real.
In the last video I was saying that was my last night in the tent and I was wrong. So time to set up a very broken tent and just hope they're gonna hold a little bit more, at least 2-3 nights I think. Yeah. Also have that part which is broken, so we cannot put it here, and I like to put it in the sand. having a very cool sunset, full of colors. So a little fuel stove was also broken, the pump wasn't making any pressure, but we do have a repair kit, so hopefully we'll be able to fix it tonight and have cook some food. I'm mostly worried for the coffee tomorrow morning, to be honest. Priorities. Yes? Yes. Success! So we started the day without knowing where we would finish, and we found a very cool campsite. I feel like there's a lot of very cool campsite all along Baja California. It was quite easy to camp all the time, and yeah, still no idea where to go tomorrow. That's a problem for tomorrow. And
Yeah, probably La Paz, no?
probably La Paz, yeah. To do your temporary import permit. We'll see.
Yeah, and then wait for the package.
Yep.
So it's gonna be more chill on the beach.
Yeah, I like the rhythm we have in Baja California so far. I feel like we don't ride a lot per day, maybe maximum an hour, maximum 2 hours. Today was just an hour and a half, maybe. So really not much.
Yeah, lots of sand roads.
Yeah, a lot of sand road. But
Your favorite?
otherwise, we always have a lot of time to enjoy the campsite and the place. So that is cool. I really like this rhythm.
Yeah, me too.
Okay, time to play games now and then go to bed. Good night. Thank you. There's nothing like a good coffee in the tent in the morning. This one is a coffee that Quentin brought back from a very cool specialty coffee in Vancouver. It's a geisha from Costa Rica with a natural anaerobic process. If that talks to you, this is delicious. Really good. Another day with not much planned. I'm not sure where we're going tonight, but we're not too far from La Paz now, so we are probably going in the city to try to do this temporary import permit for the second bag. Like this is done, and that's out of our mind, and then find somewhere to sleep, I guess.
the same uncertainty. We still don't know when we'll be ready to cross to the mainland. But maybe the best way to travel isn't to chase an ending, but to live in the middle of the story. To trust that the road always leads somewhere, even when you have no idea where that is. And in that case, we found a very special place to stay and wait until the next step of our journey.
If you move the mat, right? But you will park here,
Okay.
and you can use the tent.
Oh, right.
So you have a lot of space.
Thanks.
No, it's okay. It's better because of the dogs.
Cool, thank you. Bonjour.
That's okay, we like
We love dogs. Well, you didn't like, you have a lot of dogs.
That's alright.
I don't speak French, but I understand.
Moi je parle un peu français, je suis flamand, donc c'est pas ma langue maternelle, français.
Flemish.
Merci.
Well, we found a very, very cool place to stay. We are on a campground which is not officially open yet, but the two owners are two travelers from Europe. They spent 6 years traveling all around the world on motorcycle, and they arrived in Mexico in 2020 when the COVID happened, and they bought this land to build a campsite. So it's still work in progress, but it's already very cool, to be honest. They let us stay in this big tent, so we don't even have to use our broken tent. We're not afraid to have the tent collapsing on us during the night, so this is very nice of them. And they rescued a lot of dogs, so there's pooches all over the place. So yeah, I think we're gonna stay here until we're able to cross to the mainland, so I have no idea when, to be honest. And but this is the perfect place to stay and wait. Honestly, I'm very, very happy to be here. Okay, thanks for watching. I hope that you enjoy having a glimpse of the spontaneity of the life on the road through the spontaneity of this video. And I talk to you next week. Cheers!